Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 26 updates and spoilers. Hope you're having a great Friday. I'm just so sad still after that double eviction, but we're gonna get through it. Our house guests of the day. This is gonna bring us some joy. Our house guests of the day are Mario and Maria Mazzone. Oh, I love a mother-son duo. That is so wonderful. I'm so glad you guys enjoy the show together. Thank you so much for the support. We could not do this without you both, and we appreciate you so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, like Mario and Maria, check out our Patreon link in the description below. And if you want to still check out the live feeds for the rest of the season, we've got a little over 2 weeks left. We also have a link for that in the description below for Paramount Plus. And if you use our link, it helps us out. So appreciated as always. Okay, sorry. I just had a Tums because the acid reflux is... All right. I think it's partially the show. The show just stresses me out. But anyway, last night, it was double eviction night, baby. But like I said, it was a bummer. Leah was evicted first by a vote of 4-0. That's whatever. Like, we knew that was happening. Whatever. I mean, I'm sad to see her go, but we knew that was coming. So then Chelsea won HOH. It was her third HOH win of the season, so you got to give it to her, right? Even with 3 HOH wins, she is still not the number one target, which is wild. But she put up Kimo and Angela. Kimo won the power of veto to keep himself safe. He used it on himself, of course. Chelsea gave him permission to do that. And Chelsea decided to play it safe. She put up Rubina as the replacement nominee. So we had Rubina versus Angela up on the block. And Angela, our wonderful, one-of-a-kind Angela, was evicted by a vote of 3-0. No, the star of the season. I will say, though, I saw her husband, Chuck, I think it was her daughter, posted a video of her husband, Chuck, talking about the to-do list that she gave him, all the chores and stuff, and he's doing his chores, so that's nice. I think Angela is going to be very happy when she gets home. And I also think that Angela is probably going to get offers for other TV shows because she's amazing. But anyway, the feeds came back after the episode at 8:55 p.m. Big Brother time. Hello, everyone, just joining us. Welcome. So we find out that the HOH competition was the tiny stacking one, you know, when they're like peeking their heads into these little rooms like they're giants and they're using these humongous tweezers to stack things. Well, that's traditionally a POV competition, but here we have it as an HOH, which is a lot of fun. I always enjoy this one because I just think it's funny visually, and I just think it's cool because anybody could win it, right? This is another equitable competition. So McKenzie won the tiny HOH key. She's the comp piece of the season, right? And she's going to let everyone know. I wonder, with this win from McKenzie, are Chelsea and Cam maybe regretting a little bit playing it safe? Because now I don't think either of them actually want to go to the final two with McKenzie because they know she is going to make a pretty good argument for herself, or at least have some stuff on her resume that she could potentially use to make a good argument for herself to win. They're not going to want to go up against her. And now some of these other people who were also capable of winning competitions are gone. I could totally see McKenzie and Chelsea trading wins for the rest of the season. I don't know if anybody's going to beat either of them. I mean, it's possible, but I feel like they are the two best competitors left. So there's also a really good chance that McKenzie could win out to the end and get herself there. So I wonder if Cam and Chelsea are regretting not taking the shot at her when they had the chance during the double. I don't know. But apparently Rubina was terrible in this competition. But she's so tiny. She should be good at this. Cam, he looked pretty bummed that he couldn't pull out a win. I guess he was the closest one behind McKenzie. I don't know how close he actually was, but compared to Rubina and Kemo, he was the closest one. But yeah, I mean, Chelsea and McKenzie have been giving him a lot of crap the last few weeks about not winning a lot of competitions. So He's feeling it. He's feeling it with another loss. But with this win for McKenzie, she has solidified her spot in the final four. So she's pumped about that. Everybody was goofing off for a bit after the competition. Rubina and Kimo both tried on Mackenzie's hair extensions. Kiss that butt. Keep rolling butt for McKenzie. But everybody is super excited to have made it to the final five, and they're hoping they're going to get a party and or some messages from home. I totally forgot about the messages from home. They should be doing that soon. It might be final four. I feel like it used to be a lot earlier in the season, but now they wait a bit. So it's probably going to be either this week or next week. But at one point, Chelsea goes off to the back bedroom to talk to the cameras. You know, she likes to have her one-on-one time with the live feedsters. So she says, I took Angela out during the double because anyone who sits next to her on the block goes, right? And she did not want to end up on the block next to Angela. She did not want that to be her story. Well, you ruined it for all of us. But Chelsea says, it's looking really promising right now for her to make it to the end. But she says anything can happen on Big Brother. So she's not just counting it as a win already, right? But she feels pretty good about it. And she lets us know she did, in fact, mess up on the tiebreaker question during the double eviction HOH that she won. She meant to add another 0 to that because that would be 60 times 24 times 7 would be 10,080. But she put 1,080 or 10,800, whatever. So she was missing a 0. She said Auntie Julie was pushing for an answer and she panicked and she forgot that extra 0. So she would have been closer to the correct answer, but she's like, somebody did worse than me, right? Angela way overshot it. So she says, I won because someone else did worse. That kills me. Can you imagine how different things would be right now if Angela had won that tiebreaker? Oh my God. But Chelsea is hoping that we love the top 5 and that they're not going to be boring for this last stretch of the show. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I do not love this top 5. No. And chances are they're probably going to be boring. I mean, you never know, but probably going to be boring. So a little later, Chelsea gets her HOH basket for winning HOH during the double, and it was a big ass basket. They do not cheap out for the double eviction winners. She didn't get her music because that's only for the current HOH, but she got a nice ass basket. And it's funny because I remember a while back Rubina saying, I wouldn't want to win HOH during the double because then you don't get a basket. I mean, we know Rubina's a recruit, but it's just another example of these people not knowing how this game works. But Chelsea got family pictures, a bottle of rosé, a very nice, like, I think it was like a mustard or a brown colored beanie. Very nice. A letter from her brother Jalen, which she was super happy about. Lots of snacks and treats. She even got the refrigerated and frozen foods. So she got a nice haul from that HOH win. We had a little bit of game chat after that. McKenzie and Chelsea were chatting in the back bedroom. So, of course, first they're celebrating their HOH wins. I mean, 3 HOH wins in a row for Chelsea, right? With McKenzie's HOH last week, Chelsea's during the double, and now McKenzie again. Chelsea stays winning. So they know they are the 2 biggest threats in the house right now. They have cemented that with these wins. And McKenzie gives us some insight into her plans. I think we all saw this coming. She is planning on putting Kimo and Rubina up on the block. Kimo is her target. Lame. I'm sorry. This is so lame. Chelsea says if one of us wins the veto, if one of them, if Kimo or Rubina win the veto, she or Cam will have to go up as a replacement. There are no other options. So McKenzie says maybe if that's the case, if Kimo or Rubina win, maybe it would be good for Chelsea to go up as a replacement so it looks like the 2 of them are not as close as everybody thinks. Do you think McKenzie's trying to make a move here? Do you think she's like slyly on the down low trying to offer Chelsea up for eviction? I mean, that would be the smart thing, right? But I kind of feel like she's not. I kind of feel like she would actually intend on keeping Chelsea, which is just What are you doing? Why are you trying to give this game to her? But I also don't see Chelsea allowing that to happen. Right now, she's kind of playing it cool, like, yeah, maybe. There's no way that she would give McKenzie her consent for that because she knows if she hits that block, there's a really good chance that she's going. So she is not going to be cool with that. But Chelsea says if the Power of Veto competition is BB Comics, they suspect it will be, then either one of the two of them or Cam will probably win that, right? They feel like there's really not a great chance that Kimo or Rubina would win that competition. I mean, probably not, right? It's not looking great for them. But just based off of their past competition performance. So Chelsea says if one of the three of us wins, we can keep the nominations the same and then we don't have to worry about that. So McKenzie is wondering, what do I tell Rubina? How do I explain to her why she's going on the block? Because McKenzie has been selling to Rubina that she wants to go to the end with Rubina and Chelsea, just the three of them in the final three women, la di da. And putting Rubina up on the block is not going to sit well with her. And McKenzie is really nervous that Rubina is going to be mad at her, especially since McKenzie can't play for HOH next week. She doesn't want there to be a situation where Rubina is holding McKenzie's fate in her hands and then she gets rid of her, right? She wants Rubina to be happy with her, especially since next week the veto is going to be so important because the veto holder or who if the HOH wins veto, they get to pick who votes, whatever. There's only going to be the one person voting. Yeah. I just got confused for a second. Yeah. One person will only be voting. So she does not want Rubina to be pissed at her. So Chelsea is helping McKenzie come up with some stuff to tell Rubina. She says, just keep pushing. You want her to stay this week. Tell her you want 3 girls in the end. And tell her that the reason you're not putting me up instead is because I did not put you up in the double eviction. So you want to like repay that courtesy. Also, an explanation for why Cam is not going up with Kemo. Basically just like, we don't want to make it super obvious that we're trying to get rid of all the guys by putting both guys on the block. I mean, that's not actually what they're trying to do anyway. But yeah, this is the stuff that they're planning on telling Rubina. So then they discuss how poor Cam's competition performance has been. They're really hoping he can win something and contribute to what they're trying to do. Because McKenzie and Chelsea really feel like they have both worked their asses off here. And they have. They've put in a lot of work. They've won a lot of comps. And they feel like Cam is kind of just being dragged along to the end with them. And they would hate to see a situation where Kimo and Rubina start winning, say, and they decide to take Cam to the end instead of them because they know that Cam would be easier to beat. So they would be really pissed if that happens. And they're talking about how they want to go to the final 2 together, McKenzie and Chelsea. And I'm still not convinced that Chelsea actually wants to do that. I'm thinking she does not. I'm thinking that Chelsea wants to go to the end with either Cam or Rubina. She wants a slam dunk, right? And it would be too close if she's there with McKenzie. She knows that McKenzie would be able to make a case for herself. So she keeps selling this to McKenzie like it's you and me, the 2 top competitors. But I think she's just trying to make sure that McKenzie would pick her. But I don't think she picks McKenzie. Anyway, Cam comes in. They talk about how they have to win the competitions next week so all 3 of them can make it to the final 3. We'll see, right? A lot comes down to that final POV comp. But later, McKenzie gets her tiny HOH room. It's just the tiny key. It's the same HOH. But she got some Josh wine, a denim hat, snacks, brownies, pictures of her grandparents, and a letter from her brother, JT. This is the guy that she was like, I'm so like upset that I have to marry someone else. Which just sounded insane, but yeah, she loves her brother. It was taken out of context, but like it just sounded hilarious. Sounded like she wanted to marry her brother. But yeah, it was a nice letter. She loved it. And then her music for this week is George Strait. Okay. So then we had a little more game talk with Chelsea and McKenzie last night. And McKenzie, again, is making things way more complicated than they need to be because, again, she's really panicking that she can't play for HOH next week, when in reality, HOH is not the be all end all next week. Sure, you get safety for yourself, but it all comes down to who wins that power of veto, right? When we get to the final four. So McKenzie is saying if she wins the veto this week, she might want to use it on Rubina to try and build some trust with her. And then she would put up Cam as a pawn, again, to make it look like she wants the three girls in the end. They don't care as much about Cam. But this is not a move to get rid of Cam. She still wants Kimo to go, but she's trying to look good with Rubina and build some trust with Rubina. So she figures Rubina votes out Kimo, Rubina votes out Cam, Chelsea votes out Kimo, and then McKenzie breaks the tie to vote out Kimo. But isn't this going to be super upsetting for Cam? Yeah, you're making Rubina feel a little bit better, but you're really going to piss off Cam. Chelsea is saying they can frame it as a resume builder for Cam. Look, you can put this on your resume. You can talk about this if you make it to the end. I'm sorry, but that's a piece of freaking fluff. Filler queen. You're padding that resume with BS. That's not a great thing to add to your resume. I was a pawn because I was forced to be. It's not great. But McKenzie was also talking about how she wants to win as many competitions as she can moving forward. She's all, how many did Janelle win? But she feels like she's already a threat now anyway. People are going to be coming after her. So why not win the competitions? Which, yeah, of course. I mean, I think she has to win at this point because everybody's going to be looking at her. Everybody's going to be coming for her next. So she basically has to win the rest of the way, in my opinion. But yeah, today McKenzie chats with Rubina in the HOH room, and McKenzie was breaking the news that Kimo is her target this week. And she's like, I really want me, you, and Chelsea in the final three. I want two girls in the end. They still think that this is going to set some history because there's never been two women in the end together, which is totally not true. It's happened 5 times already. But anyway, McKenzie says she's got some concerns about Kimo. She feels like he must have had a deal with Angela, judging by what she said before she left. Remember when Angela was screaming I'd go to the end with Kimo? That is McKenzie's excuse for why she wants Kimo out. I don't feel that it really applies here. Angela's gone, so I guess she's just saying that Kimo is sketchy if he had a final two with Angela, which I don't think he even actually did. I think Angela just wanted to go to the end with him. But yeah, McKenzie is using that as her excuse for why she's targeting Kimo. And she tells Rubina, I love you to death, but I'm going to have to put you up on the block with him. She says, I can't risk Kimo coming off the block because if Rubina is not nominated and she wins the veto, she can use it on Kimo and then they're both safe. So that is not an ideal situation for McKenzie. And she tells Rubina, if I win the veto, I'm not afraid to take you down. I'll freaking do it. I'll put Cam up on the block. So Rubina's like, okay, I'm not going to fight you on this. You do what you feel like you need to do. And McKenzie lets Rubina know you are not at risk here. She's definitely going to be at risk if Kimo wins the veto. Rubina becomes the new target, but okay, whatever. So then they talk about the possibility of Cam and Chelsea having a final two. Chelsea did not put him up during double, and McKenzie admits she is a little bit worried about that. Is she really, though? She should be. She should be terrified of it, but I don't know. So then Rubina decides to drop a bomb. She woke up this morning and decided to play. Girl, yes. So Rubina tells McKenzie the night before the double eviction, Chelsea came to me and she was telling me that I should put you up if I won HOH in the double. This did happen. This conversation did happen because Chelsea was trying to make sure if Rubina won HOH that she would be thinking about taking out McKenzie. And Rubina says, Chelsea brought up to me how many competition wins you have. She was telling me that double eviction is the time to make big moves. And it seemed like she didn't want to do it herself, but she wanted somebody else to do it. So she was trying to get me to do it if I won. And like, this is exactly what was happening there. This is true. This is real. So let's hope McKenzie is listening, right? McKenzie says, I'm not afraid to make big moves, implying maybe she would go after Chelsea. But do we believe that? Probably not. So Rubina says, like, this stays between me and you, right? You're not going to tell anybody? Mackenzie's like, of course, of course. Yes, yes, yes. So Mackenzie says she is taking in all the information that she can right now, and she's taking it in with a grain of salt. Put down the damn grain of salt and listen. You are getting such important info right now, but is she actually going to do anything with it? We'll get there. We do have an answer. So next, Mackenzie chats with Kimo, and Mackenzie's like, so I don't have a lot of options here. I am trying to make the best move for my game. She also keeps saying, like, I didn't want to win this one. Oh my God. She says she is aware of the loyalty that Cam and Chelsea have for each other. So Kimo says, I want to keep playing this game as long as I can. And he says, I'm obviously close to Rubina. Really? And he says, Chelsea and Cam are close too, though. Like, let's not forget that. Spill some tea, baby. This is your chance. You know, he has also had similar conversations with Chelsea and I think even Cam where they were like, hey, Final Four, me, you, Rubina, you know, it would be Cam, Chelsea, Rubina, and Kimo. No McKenzie in that picture. He could be spilling this. But Kimo says, all I really have to offer is to be a pawn. Oh my God. So he's like asking to go on the block at this point. And he's like, I wish I had more information to give you. You do. Why are you choosing not to use it? It just makes no sense. I don't know if he like forgot or like he doesn't realize that's important info that could be used here. But yeah, Mackenzie's like, it's okay. You don't have to like give me info, but she's kind of looking for like anything, like some assurances that he would keep her safe if he were to be in power next week. But he doesn't seem to know what to say. So Mackenzie says she is terrified for next week. She can't play for HOH. She wants to figure out what is going to set her up the best going into next week. So she also brings up how she's hearing that people close to her are wanting her out. This is your chance, Kimo. This is your chance. And Kimo just says, uh-oh. That's all you got? Uh-oh. So Mackenzie asks, what have I done besides be loyal? I don't make moves just for myself. Taking Leah out, that was not great for me. She says, I have been making moves for the whole house. I'm trying to help people. She's like Big Brother Mother Teresa. She says, I hope y'all respect that. Basically, like, give me your jury vote if I get to the end. That's what she's saying here. But Kimo is saying he will protect Mackenzie. He feels like he owes her because she did use the veto on him last week. And Mackenzie says, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Sure you are. Okay, so next up, Mackenzie chats with Chelsea. Mackenzie wastes no time throwing Rubina under the bus. She's like, I was trying not to laugh during the conversation with Rubina, but Rubina told me that you wanted her to take a shot at me during the double eviction. Because that's true. That actually happened. That's true. But Chelsea's like, oh no, I never mentioned your name to Rubina. And she says, Rubina alluded to me that she wanted to take a shot at you. The lies! Chelsea was actively trying to get Rubina to target Mackenzie 100%. Absolutely. So Mackenzie says, I didn't believe it, but it did scare the shit out of me to hear something like that. You should believe it. But Chelsea's like, no, I even feel like Rubina was going to put me up on the block. Like, I feel like Rubina was trying to give me a heads up that she would put me up with you. Girl, stop. It's too much. But like it works apparently. It's been working this whole game. So yeah, then Chelsea's saying During the double eviction, after she won HOH, Rubina came up to her for their quick little one-on-one, and she asked Chelsea, so are you going to take a shot at a big threat? Are you doing a big move here? Implying, like, are you going to take out McKenzie? And Chelsea's like, I was like, no, I'm gonna put up Kimo and Angela. Don't act like you weren't considering it. Oh my God. So Chelsea says, that's so crazy. Like, why would Rubina even try to do that? Why would she try and throw me under the bus like that? And she tells McKenzie, if I was going to take a shot at you, I would have done it during the double. Okay, but like, that's the whole point. Chelsea doesn't want to be the one to do it. She was trying to line up other people to take the shot at McKenzie. She wasn't going to do it herself. I know, of course, Chelsea's gonna lie. I know, I get it, and she's very good at it. I'm just saying, like, it's frustrating that none of these people see what she's doing. But of course, like, she's gotta lie. So, yeah. They talk more about how Rubina twists people's words, and Mackenzie's asking, so should we take out Rubina this week instead of Kemo? I mean, it's a valid question, right? Chelsea says, no. She says Kimo is more likely to win competitions and he would pick Cam over us in the end. So he's going to have to go. I think also Chelsea feels like Rubina would be more likely to pick her to go to the end than Kimo would. I think she also feels like maybe Rubina could win a competition and take a shot at McKenzie again, so she wouldn't have to. But yeah, she is not changing up on her plan, even though she's hearing that Rubina tried to sell her out. So that just tells us that Chelsea has some bigger plans for Rubina. I think she sees Rubina in her end game here. But yeah, after all that, nominations doesn't seem like we're going to have any changes, right? It's still going to be Kimo and Rubina. The feeds are down now. They've been down for quite a bit already, probably like over an hour so far. And it's looking like it will be Kimo and Rubina going up on the block. Unless, I don't know if maybe they're doing something else besides nominations, but I just figured they're doing the noms now. But I will post those later in the info for this live stream when we get confirmation on that. But that's where we're at, right? We've got the POV competition tomorrow. We'll see who wins that one. They're thinking that it could be BB Comics. I think it could be, right? We're running out of time, so they got to do it at some point. I think it could be as well. So we'll see how that all goes. But I want to thank you guys all so much for being here. And I also want to thank our super chatters because we could not do this without you. So Christopher Brown, thank you so much. Christopher Brown says, yeah, it's just, I mean, this point in the season pretty much is always gonna be a snooze. I mean, every once in a while you have some end game stuff that's really interesting, but losing Angela last night really kind of slowed things down. Because she was our chaos queen, right? Queen of chaos. So without her, it just becomes a lot more predictable. Also, with Chelsea controlling everyone, it becomes a lot more predictable. But at least everything leading up to this was really exciting. True Teddy, thank you so much. True Teddy says, I still never had a double go my way ever. I know, it's so rare for it to actually be good all the way through. I hope Angela wins America's Favorite. That'd be awesome. Gets on Reindeer Games and gets on Traders. She is TV gold. I agree. I would love to see Angela on both of those as well. She's fascinating to watch, and I think she knows she's on a TV show, so she's trying to make it entertaining for everybody, and she's really good at it. So I would love to see her on more shows. Agreed. Darby C, thank you so much. Darby C says, this game is so frustrating. McKenzie just isn't made for this game beyond comps. She just doesn't see the big picture. Yeah, I do feel like she kind of gets like tunnel vision sometimes, and she doesn't even listen to other options for things. So I would agree with that assessment as well. She is the competition winner, right? That the actual puppet master latches onto. The puppet master gets this person to win all the stuff for them and then make the moves for them. So that's definitely what we're seeing with her and Chelsea. Oh, okay. They confirmed on last night's episode that it will be BB Comics. Okay, cool. Wonderful. So that should be fun. I can't wait to see everyone's comics. So, thanks everybody for being here. I will be back tomorrow for another spoiler live stream. So, I hope you will join me for that and have a great Friday night. So, until tomorrow, much love. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Oop, I hit the wrong button. Bye, everybody.